Hey everyone, Mary Pat here from Seal with a Kiss, and today I've got a new layout for you, and it's going to be titled Summer Adventure, and this is the sketch that I've made. I'm going to have a vertical photo, and then I'm going to have kind of like three little embellishment parts, and with that. And my photo is going to be of these dolphins in the water. That I took a dolphin cruise last summer, and I've been wanting to scrap this photo for a long time that I captured. So I'm going to use some coordinations and Lawn Fawn. This is the heavyweight 80-pound cardstock from the Basics, and this is a smooth cardstock, and it is yummy. I really, really like it because I'm going to do a lot of stamping on here, and so it's really nice to stamp with that smooth texture. So I'm going to then, I need something to kind of frame the parts, and so I have these Lawn Fawn papers and Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to use that striped, and I'm going to cut an inch off and put that at the top of the layout. And then I'm going to cut another strip, and that's going to be a ½ inch, and I'm going to put that at the bottom on there. So right now, sorry about, I wasn't paying attention. I bumped the camera, obviously, and so you can't really see it at the bottom, but you will in a little bit because I'll have that fixed. Next, I need a mat for my photo, and I love this striped, diagonal striped blue. I thought it looked really good with the blue in the water. And so I'm making a mat for that, and that looks really good on that. And I'm just going to be kind of layering my paper here. And so again, there's no exact science. I'm just kind of doing my eyeballing and just kind of picking my papers and layering, seeing what I want, you know, underneath it, etc. So now I have this Oh Happy Day paper, and there, and I think I want something else. So I'm trying to decide another layer on there, and I'm looking, I love the Hello Sunshine, and then I love the orange, so I'm just kind of trying to decide which one should I pick on there. And I can't decide, so I decided, well, let's add some different colors, and I really like this sheet because it has all of the pattern papers, and I really like that pink polka dot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, and I am going to cut a strip off of that, and about, I believe this was about an inch because I wanted to use my a border punch on this. And so I'm trying to just kind of use my supplies. So I haven't used this one in a really long time. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to punch and make the border strip on that. And I'm going to tuck it underneath the photo. So I don't want it to run it the whole way, so I'm just going to cut off a small piece so that I can tuck that right underneath the photo. So there it goes, and it just is kind of like in between there, so it's not the full part. And I really like the pink sticking out of there. I'm glad I have that. And so as I've been kind of working, I think I've decided I want the bright yellow for that. So I'm going with the Hello Sunshine part. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing and trying to decide how I want that. So I'm just kind of measuring it. And again, just trying to decide, do I want it the Oh Happy Day on top of that? And I think that's what I'm going to do there. So yeah, I like that because the Oh Happy Day paper just kind of blends too much into the white, and I didn't like that. So there I have that, and I'm playing around with that, and now I want to add some more layers in there, and so now I'm just going to go to my scraps, and see what scraps I have, just to kind of tuck underneath. I love tucking papers underneath papers and with that. So I've got, I'm just kind of cutting this scrap down a little bit, and I'm going to tuck that right underneath there, and I like how that goes down. And again, I'm just kind of searching through my supplies off to the right there, and I find this little tiny strip of blue, and I'm going to tuck that over onto the left just to kind of balance that out. And I think that looks pretty good on both sides. Okay, now I kind of want to add some little strips up at the top to kind of work on my visual triangle, to draw the eye up at the top right and to the bottom left, and then to the bottom right of the picture. So I kind of have that triangle. So I'm going to take and carry through all of my papers, and I kind of like that, trying to decide, do I want the orange, do I want the yellow, and I'm going to go with the yellow. I really like that bright yellow on there. And so next I want another layer on there. And so what I've decided to do is I have this Lawn Fawn washi tape, and I thought, oh, maybe some washi tape up here would look good. And one thing I like about washi tape, you can put it down and you can always remove it. So I'm putting that down, and then in the 3 spots that I have for the visual triangle. And again, I'm working on it, and this is a work in process. And so I have trying to just decide one more spot, and again I'll put it down on there underneath the photo. And so right now it looks good, and I'm going to add some buttons up there. And so they didn't quite match, but you know, I thought they would look pretty good. So I'm going to put a button up at the top, a button on the bottom left, and then a button in the right hand side of the photo. And then I started playing around, and I'm like, oh, I have some flare badges, so I thought I'm going to switch out that and put one of the flare on there. Now, I want to also do a lot of stamping, so I'm going to be using this stamp set. And then I was called away, and then when I came back about a couple hours later to kind of work on the layout, I looked at it, and I was not happy with the way that it looked. And the paper was too big. And so what sometimes I like to step away. It's very rare that I can work on a layout all in one sitting. Something always happens, and I need to step away. And so when I came back, I was not liking the vibe that I had on the layout. So I wanted to trim down that yellow paper, and I still liked the layers. I liked all of that, and I thought that was great. So I'm just kind of recreating now, making that smaller, tucking in my my orange, and then my little bit of the blue. So I think that's great.
I'm down the basement!
Then I was called away again, and when I came back, I was looking at the washi tape and everything, and I decided I hated that because I didn't really, those colors didn't match, and I hated the buttons, and so I kind of went back to the drawing board and tried to come up with something else. And I liked adding the pink that I had in the border strip, so I thought that would be a much better part. And then I found these October Afternoon buttons that almost match the paper of the mat perfectly. Now that I've kind of liked how the layout now is looking, I want to do my stamping. So I've got some Jenny Bolin chicken feed, and I want to kind of do some stamping on here. So I did a sun, and next I'm going to add some of the clouds. I love these clouds. These, again, are the solid clouds that are there. And then I'm just, randomly placing them, see where they would look and everything. Sorry for all the noise. My boys just came home, and they are crazy. So now I'm just trying to fix that one up. That one didn't really stamp too well, and do that. And so it's still that one little part didn't come through, but I'll fix it up. And then one more. And then I want to use the outline stamp. And again, I'm just going to kind of offset some of these and put the clouds that way. And I'm using still some Jenny Bolin ink, and this is more of like the navy blue. And then with my one cloud that didn't quite stamp perfectly, I just added in that the outline, and it worked perfectly. And I like the offset on most of those. So I added that, and that is looking good. I like that. Now I have the left side of my layout to make, and now I noticed that you can't see the bottom, and so I put that in there. So I have this journaling card that came with the set, and then I have the stamp, Oh Happy Day. And so now I want to stamp something in that white part, and I love from the Instagram set the word awesome, so I'm going to stamp the word awesome in there. And that is going to be my journaling card on there. And then I need to stamp my Oh Happy Day. And I'm going to, once again, be using my Jenny Bolin. I believe this is Speckled Egg. And I'm going to stamp that right on top. And I really like how all of that's coming along. And once again, I was called away. And so when I come back, I started working on the journaling and gluing everything down, and then I also cut the title using my silhouette, and so it's a summer, awesome summer adventure on there. Now, coming back to my stamp set, there's this little tiny heart that I thought would be so cute if I just kind of randomly stamped some hearts around my clouds and around my title, and put that in there in a pink. Again, just keeping that theme of the pink going through there. And it's a solid little heart, and I thought I really have enjoyed lately using the stamps, the little tiny stamps, as instead of using little tiny embellishments, and I think that looks really good. So again, there's no purpose to, I don't have it all laid out. I'm just kind of putting it where I see one would fit, and I'm just adding those in quickly. And then around my title, it's easy to fix there. And I thought that looks really good. And then down by my title with Summer Adventure. And I like that. And then in my bottom corner, I've got that. Now I do want to add some of the sequins to kind of add a little bit of bling on the layout, and of course I've got the matching Lawn Fawn sequins, so the colors are all perfectly matched. And again, no rhyme or reason which specific place, I'm just putting where I think they would go. And that is my layout. So you can kind of see the bottom there with the 2 focal points, and then up at the top as the third. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back again soon with another layout. See you soon. Bye.